So when I started in market research, I actually started as a survey programmer in the basement of a government national laboratory, which is a really bizarre place to start your career in market research. But that's where I started. I am the type of person that immediately sees opportunities. And of course, one of the opportunities that I saw was the opportunity to go from just taking a survey that somebody gave us, plugging it into a system, and actually learning how to do good surveys, how to write good surveys, and helping people write better surveys and doing actual market research for them. So that's what I did. I joined the community on Twitter. It was hashtag MRX, and I learned a lot about how to write a good survey. Now, the problem is, it's a government national laboratory, hires very smart people. These are PhD, doctorate level scientists and engineers. These are people who research breakthrough technologies, breakthrough things all the time. And I saw an opportunity to help them try to learn how to write a better survey. But I was in my 20s. They're not going to listen to someone who literally works in the basement of one of the buildings on this campus, teach them and tell them you're writing a survey wrong. So what did I do? I created a lunch and learn, and instead of telling them you're writing surveys wrong, I actually instead created a lunch and learn with best practices on how to write good survey questions. Now, I didn't take a course on how to write good surveys. I didn't have any formal teaching on how to write good survey questions. What I had was what I had learned from talking with people who were experts in how to do this. And I brought that to this lunch and learn. Over the course of doing a couple of these, I actually went from the few surveys that we were getting in and just taking those and plugging them in to actually creating a legitimate business model of people coming and asking, can you help me write a survey for a particular purpose? Yeah, it was all internal, but still, I was actually building a business for doing primary market research within a government national laboratory in the United States, which hadn't been done before. There was no primary market research. There was secondary market research. Can you go find information about patents? Can you go find information about other research that has been done about a particular topic? But in terms of primary market research, can you find if programs are working? Can you find if satisfaction about certain things? The legal department wanted to know how were their services being used, and how were people seeing how they were interacting with the legal department, which was helping them actually write patents and get patents approved. How was that going for them? Things like that hadn't been done before. And I was actually able to build that and help people do that at this government national laboratory. And I grew the business by 100% in the first year doing that. And over time, I actually built a full function, a primary market research function that actually brought in the secondary market researchers that did exist into a full team, had an analyst, had programmers, had a like legitimate market research function within this national laboratory. All because instead of telling people what they were doing wrong, I went and just told them, here are some ideas on best practices to help you to be better. So there you go. A little bit of change management in the way of, instead of telling someone you're doing something wrong, you present them with information that helps them, provides value to them on how you can be better at what you're already doing. And it doesn't tell them you're dumb. It doesn't tell them you're stupid. Instead, it builds on information they know, and it helps them feel like they can trust the person that they are working with. It helps them, even if they didn't come to me, at least they had more information that they could use to help them in their work, what they were doing.